True story, 100% true story from this morning. Every morning I make a cup of coffee at work. I've got a thing called an AeroPress, so I grind my beans, I put the beans in the AeroPress, and it makes a single cup of coffee. So I make the coffee, I put it into my travel mug, and then what do? I just add a little bit of cream to my coffee. I do that every morning. So I take the cream out of the fridge, and for some reason, I take a glance at the best before date, the expiration date on the carton of 10% coffee cream, and I see June 27th. Now, I've been using this cream for the last week. I'm still alive. It tasted fine yesterday. So I look at the carton, and it says June 27th, and I thought to myself, oh, I shouldn't use it. And then, you know what? I said, wait a minute. I used it yesterday. It's probably fine. Dunk into the coffee. I used the expired coffee cream in my coffee this morning, and it tasted fine, tasted delicious. So with that in mind, when I saw this story that the federal government is considering eliminating best before dates on some of our groceries, I said, we gotta talk about this because many of us have thrown away food not because we're sure the food is bad, but because the date on the box or the jar says this thing is bad. So let's take a look at best before dates, how useful they are, and if whether or not the government should reconsider some of these expiration dates. Dr. Sylvain Charlebois is with us, Senior Director for Agri-Food Analytics at the lab at Dalhousie University. You know him as the food professor as well. Sylvain, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
So, what's your take? How do you listen? Do you pay attention to best before dates?
Of course, absolutely. I think most people do. You know, when you go to a grocery store, you're not just buying food; you're buying time. After the price, that's the second thing people look at. It's the best before date because life happens. You don't know exactly when you're going to consume the product, and you'll consume the product over several days, sometimes several weeks, like the cream you were talking about. The same thing, and so. Being realistic, people are looking at best before dates. But the other thing is that people are looking for bargains and those enjoy tonight deals. Hard to actually, offer 50% discount when you actually have no idea when the best before date is. And so that's something else that's come up in our investigation of best before dates because people, are now addicted to these dates for several reasons: food safety and bargaining.
And let me tell you, Sylvain, I'm among those people that will go into the back of the shelf at the grocery store and see, oh, this one's got 2 extra days, on bread. Sometimes you take that first bread and then you just look at the one over and you realize, geez, I get 5-6 extra days if I take this other loaf, right? So I'm one of the people that does that. Can you tell me, maybe can you give me the argument? What would be the best argument to get rid of some of these dates?
Food waste. I think that's the number one argument. So that's why the UK is actually moving in that direction, Australia as well. People are more concerned about food waste. The average family of 4 in Quebec will waste for at least $2,000 worth of food every year. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Especially right now.
Yep.
If you actually stop reducing waste, which is almost impossible, let's say that hypothetically you can actually apply a zero tolerance on waste for your household, you'll actually offset the impact of inflation over 4 years. So it's a lot. I mean, it's quite significant. We are a wasteful nation, Canada is, but we also have a very strong food safety culture here in Canada. 27%, only 27% of Canadians actually would be willing to see these dates disappear. So that's not a whole lot.
We're with Sylvain Charlebois, the Senior Director of the Agri-Food Analytics Lab at Dalhousie University. We're talking about best before and expiration dates on food. Sylvain, was so interesting what you talked about, how these best before dates can actually act as a mechanism for discounting and having these 50% day of discounts and that kind of thing. Can you make the argument that best before dates actually lead to less wasted food?
Absolutely. It's in the literature. There are two things that actually are motivating people to waste. One is bad food management. You'll buy food and you'll forget about it in your freezer, your cupboard, your fridge. Let's say that you were planning to eat at home one night and then friends come over and then you decide to go out. Those are the things that lead to more food waste. The other thing are best before dates. A lot of people think that best before means bad after, which is not the case. So there are expiry dates. That's a different story. Expiry dates are critical. If you shouldn't be eating a food product after the expiry date, but best before is just a benchmark for quality, freshness. But the problem is that we've seen some abuse out there. They're actually using best before dates for milk, not for milk, but for honey and salt, and we shouldn't see those dates on these kinds of products. They never turn, really.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah, like honey is supposed to last for literally forever, right?
Exactly. So there is some abuse, and frankly, for people who are skeptical of industry, saying, well, they just want us to throw things away, so we need to buy more. Well, there's some truth to that for some products. From some verticals, I actually do see some nonsense there.
How do you handle food waste in your home, Sylvain? I'm curious.
Well, I'll just, you're going to think I'm crazy, but the other day I actually ate I opened up a jar of yogurt, and the best before date was 6 months ago.
Wait, and you ate it?
I won't tell you the brand.
Yeah.
Well, it was Greek yogurt, and I bought it 50% off, and the best before date was 6 months ago. I just totally forgot it in my fridge. Opened it, sniffed it, looked fine. Grabbed a spoon, looked at the texture. It looked fine. Ate it, and that was like 5 days ago. I'm still fine.
Wow. Okay, this
live on the edge, man.
This is amazing because I had a discussion in my house over yogurt that's sealed that is 3 weeks past, and I had this discussion last night. We kept it. We could have thrown it out. We kept it. So I'm feeling better about that decision.
There you go. You save money too.
We're saving money. I'm glad you took the time for us this morning. I'm glad you're still alive, and we'll talk real soon.
Live on the edge, folks. Live on the edge and save the planet.
Absolutely. That's Sylvain Charlebois. You know him as the food professor from Dalhousie University.